I assume you're the transfer Eiley Kalwa?
Who now? Oh, yes, you're correct. That's me.
My name's August Zelm. As Vice President of Student Council, I'm here to escort you onto our campus. May I call you Eiley?
Mm-hmm. I'm pleased to make your acquaintance, Sir Zelm.
You can just call me August.
For Eileen Loren d'Autriche, it is not game over. And now, my life disguised as a boy begins!
今日飾らなくてもいいじゃない一目をうがつさが逆境もいつかはいいじゃんいいじゃん勝手になんだって懸命に生きよう命一つ限り一瞬一瞬かけがえない乾杯ルート開始暴走するゴシップ物好きだと野獣馬ばかり今に覚悟立ちはだかる運命ようるさいな全て見透かしたような口ぶり嫌味は恥じたらどうでしょう戸惑っちゃうような味方ゼロなんて完全振り決めつけそうだよ私はどうしたい不可能なんてないって言いたい示したいこれが私の物語なのって最大限加速していく今日飾れなくてもいいじゃない人目をうがつさが逆境もいつかはいいじゃんいいじゃん勝手になんだって懸命に生きよう命一つ限り一瞬一瞬かけがえないしか何回でもぶつかれいいじゃない思い描く先へ常識外れてもいいじゃんいいじゃんどっちとったって関係ないでしょ思い貫くまで噛みしめてく今だけの感情だって
Lord Claude, must I remind you time and time again that I'm a woman, not a fainting couch?
Exhaustion bested me. Unlike my demons, humans never run out of demands. The onslaught of their troubles never ceases.
Well, perhaps you should retire to your bedchamber to relax a little.
That would be marvelous if only I could convince a certain busy bee to join me.
Please, I've so much to do.
Keith, is there something you require?
We have a slight problem. In the Mirchetta region, a demon named Ashtarti has pronounced himself their representative and sent us a rather troubling and urgent message. A group of demons disobeyed your orders and attacked a human village.
Mirchetta.
Given our copious number of enemies, I fear you'll be held responsible for this.
It's a vassal state of the Elmir Empire and home of Misha Academy. I know all of this because it's where Regalia of Saints, Demons, and Maidens 2 takes place. I don't remember everything about the second game, but hopefully enough to get by. After they lose the Demon Lord, there are demons who try to destroy the Grand Duchy of Mirchetta. If they tank the duchy in this reality, there's no doubt people will blame Lord Claude. He'll lose his right to the throne as quick as he regained it. And if that happens, I go from future Empress to laughingstock. I've beat one unfortunate end, and I'll beat this one too.
By no means are we willing to accept a demon lord who has fallen for the Holy Sword Maiden. Unless you cooperate and present us with the head of your lover, our terror shall reign, and our next target will be the Grand Duke. Well, we must act. Initiate the emergency procedures for a demon invasion.
Yes, Lord. I've dispatched Beelzebub and Almond to the village that was attacked.
I'll ask Jasper to use his audience to raise relief funds and gather supplies. There isn't much else we can do for now.
I will be acting as the Grand Duke of Mirchetta's proxy.
What?
It will put me in the opportune position to catch Ashtarti myself.
Between his grief and the stress of the situation, the Grand Duke has fallen quite ill.
How are you so sure something like this would be allowed?
The groundwork has already been laid, dear. Cedric's approval was key in moving the plan along.
Prince Cedric is involved? I can feel a dreadful pit forming in my stomach. I'll just have to go with you.
No, you can't. It's your head that those fiends are after.
But darling, you're looking at the newest keeper of the Holy Sword. Demons are by no means a threat nowadays.
I'm certain that's a fact Ashtarti's been made aware of. He'll surely employ humans to do his bidding.
The region itself is a rough place. They're not known for holding women in the highest regard, even though it's the homeland of the Holy Sword Maiden.
There's a popular saying there that even the Saint of Salvation should never forget her duties as a woman. It's rather archaic, like many of the beliefs to which their society clings.
It would be best for you to stay in the Imperial capital.
Yes, but I'm sure I could help. Something feels off. If my game knowledge doesn't fail me, someone is using the demon incense. It's an underground drug. When used on demons, it causes them to lose all rationality. When used on humans, it gives a huge boost to their physical strength. I can only imagine what would happen if someone used it on Lord Claude. How dare you put on such a lascivious expression!
Lascivious? I'm afraid I'm unsure of what you're talking about.
Nothing. What matters is that I will be going with you. I've proved myself ridiculously helpful.
I refuse to let you come.
Given your powers of teleportation, I doubt there's been a moment in your whole life that you felt the anguish of being left behind.
So what?
So it's unfair if I'm the only one suffering. I forbid you from using magic to visit me while you're away. Let this trial show our love can persist through absence. If you're unable to take this rule seriously, I'll reevaluate our engagement! Misha Academy. This place should serve as a good sample to see if goings-on here are similar to the game. Or if the script has been flipped. Unfortunately, that's the palace where Lord Claude is acting as the Grand Duke's proxy. That's closer than I hoped. There better not be any accidental encounters. Eileen's in the capital, after all. My father helped me make sure everything was okay with the paperwork. I even fudged my name and gender as an additional precaution.
I told you, woman! Coffee should be served with sugar.
I apologize, sir.
Hey, what do you think you're... Okay.
You're an embarrassment of a fiancé. I knew you were a fool, but you can't even order coffee. Get your hands off me!
Your behavior towards this lady is reproachable.
Can it! Who the hell are you? Speak up!
Transfer student Ailey Kalwa. Get to your feet, sir. She deserves an immediate apology.
Absolutely not! Apologize to a girl?
I've heard the male chauvinism runs rampant at this academy, but it's worse than expected. You all should know, I'm surely not a believer in the old teachings on the Holy Sword Maiden. Need help?
What happened? Did I miss something? Why would a guy like that?
I advise ending your engagement with that louse as quickly as you can. Your life will be better for it. I must be going. Adieu, fair miss.
Impressive skills, my friend.
What an imbecile. I specifically instructed her to lay low.
This is the student council room. Look at that. We're getting a rare sighting of Kyle and Walt. My newcomer, it must be your lucky day.
Kyle was seeking reprieve from his admirers, and I tagged along.
Hush. As far as mobs go, I can't complain.
August, Walt, and Kyle. In the second game, each one of them is a romanceable character. There are different ways you can play, but in the best ending, August uses Lilia's holy sword to defeat the final boss.
We haven't met. You are?
Right. I just transferred. Pleased to meet you. My name is Ailey Kalwa.
Ah. You have a very pretty face, Sir Ailey.
A face you can observe from way over there.
What happened to Haste? You were supposed to bring him here the second he stepped on campus.
I rushed him over as fast as I could. Apologies, President James.
James Charles, the student council president. And this game's final boss. James is a half-demon, and was a prime candidate to be the next Grand Duke of Mirceta. But his high standing made him a target. A powerful church within the Grand Duchy constantly sends assassins to do the poor guy in. In the midst of this distress, he pronounces himself the Demon Lord's successor and attacks the Grand Duchy. I'm sure I can stop him from becoming the boss. I'll just have to tame James too. For the kingdom and for my darling Lord Claude, of course.
So you're the infamous Ailey Kalwa. You've been here a fraction of a day, and yet you've already caused trouble.
Now, James, he was just standing up for what he thought was right.
Every time you attempt to play the hero, you waste your breath. The only law that exists within this academy is me. Remember that.
This is how kids would bully me when I was Cedric's fiancé.
I wanted to check in. Are you doing all right?
The girl from yesterday. You're,
Rachel Donis. I forgot to give you my name.
Rachel Donis, you say?
Yes. Have I done something to offend you?
Not at all. You just happen to have the same name as another girl I know.
I see. What a funny coincidence.
Rachel! What are you doing with him? Get over here.
I should go.
Rachel Donis. She's supposed to be this game's Villainess. Her personality isn't what I expected.
Not only have you proven yourself a troublemaker, but it appears you've already managed to misplace your textbook. What a joy to teach you're sure to be. What's the answer to the question on page 137?
It's 3.
Well done, young man. Correct. It was a fool's luck and nothing more.
Close call. I'm glad my brain held on to that random information. Is that...
You want me to deliver this letter to August? Yes, please. Lord August went out of his way to stand up to my boyfriend when he was yelling at me the other day. This felt like the best way to tell him thank you for all he did.
Consider it done. And just so you're aware, if you're having serious troubles with your boyfriend, I would be more than happy to help you end things with him.
He would do that for me?
Of course, but you'll have to be strong enough to bring it up to him yourself, even though it could be very difficult. Try to channel the courage of Lady Lilia, the Holy Sword Maiden.
Right, I will.
Selena Gilbert is the heroine of this game. So it makes sense she adores the heroine of the last game, aka Lilia. Much like Lilia, Selena was born a commoner, but her father became a baron.
Eily, I heard what happened to your textbook. Are you all right?
Absolutely. Schoolyard bullies don't bother me.
August, would you be able to walk home together after class today? I've received yet another delivery for you. I've been a bit overwhelmed with all these requests of late.
How about we discuss it in the student council room? That way we can avoid any passerby getting the wrong idea.
Weird, he won't walk home with her? Her favorability rating must be too low. Maybe things aren't progressing like they did in the original game.
You should be more concerned with what passersby think of your friends. You'd really associate with someone who denounced the Holy Sword Maiden?
Oops, I should have mentioned Selena's a big fan of Lady Lilia's. The two of them have even exchanged letters before.
I mentioned the Holy Sword Maiden, but Lady Lilia no longer holds that title.
Make certain not to say that in front of Selena. And don't bring up Eileen d'Autriche unless you want an earful. She despises her and believes she should return Lady Lilia's sword.
If you're not busy, I actually have a favor I wanted to ask of you.
Lord Claude, members of the Guardian Association are here to discuss an issue at Misha Academy.
I see. You can send them in. Suppose I sent her a letter using magic. Would that be a breach of her rule?
I worry that even the slightest use of magic would provoke her.
You're right. In that case, ask Almond to deliver it for me.